What is up, everybody? I'm Novo coming at you with another one. Ethereum. Yeah, it, it just seems well overextended, and now we're starting to get those shaky ups and downs. And right now, what is the trend? The trend is still up. However, we are starting to see some divergence, right? Like money tops out here, price goes up higher, money tops out a little lower, price goes up higher, money tops up a little lower. So you can see that downward trend. Also, right here, we've got divergence on the RSI as well. That kind of shouted out this pullback here, and it came down to the between the 34 and the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. If we go to the daily shows that we're in this channel and we keep topping out here, right? I've said it before, this does not feel sustainable. Every time we came here, it kind of went sideways for a bit. It kind of went sideways. And I'm not liking this wick up here and not much support down here. So looking where price was opening and closing down around the, what is that, the $4,000 mark, I think that might be the first bounce, but we may actually see a little bit more sideways and maybe even downward motion. I've actually turned off the MACD. I guess I could just reactivate it. Was that 1226? So 1226. And then we got the 821 on the APO. You can see that APO has been above the MACD for quite some time, and I'm thinking a correction is looming. And well, I mean, the MFI is lower, but it's way above extension, right? And we're just topping out this previous one here on the daily. I wonder what it looks like on the hourly. Let's have a quick peek. So on the hourly, it is higher. So there's a conflict of opinion. However, every time we hit here and we hit here and here, there was a bit of a correction. Um, Not much down here. You can see how it kind of tracked its way up. Over here, it was a bit rocky up and down, and then it kind of rolled over a bit. And now I think we're going to be testing some support, and it is possible that we are close to a top. So, if you're not taking profits, then what the heck are you doing? At least taking out your initial investment. So, okay, now let's go over to weekly, because weekly is the bigger story, right? So let's go to normal. Um, so you can see on the MACD where we got a big gaping mouth. I mean, this thing is quite on a run, and we have gone somewhat parabolic. Um, Let me. This is kind of hard to see. So these are the wicks. I guess I'll just move this out of the way because we were looking at a top right around there, right? So you can see where the wicks are. That is the open. That is not the close yet, but it's the week. We're not even halfway through the week. And we've got a potential doji forming. So that means we're either going to rest or we're going to change direction, right? Much like this guy here, we had a bit of a correction for 3 weeks. This was fighting to go up. So we kind of had a rest and then a shot. We've had 2 solid weeks. I don't know if we're going to get 3. I'm thinking we may see a repeat of what's happening here. May see a 3-week round off. And I'll go to log for a second. So where is the 50 week is right here. So the 50 is right there. And the 34 is right there. And the 21 is right there. Okay. So we can see the 21 presently is sitting right around where this top was. The 34 is sitting right around where this kind of base happened, where the bounce happened. And the 50 is happening right around where we found major support. Now, if we look left, this major support was this previous top, which we consider extremely high resistance. So I think the odds of ETH going below this is highly unlikely. And I'm starting to think that maybe the next position for major support, like if this thing were to crash, would probably be around 2100 or so. So I'm going to delete this guy. And we'll move Tux down to here and pray that we don't go down this low. Now we'll go to auto and turn off log. And, you can kind of get a visualization of what's been happening here, right? We had normalcy growth, a parabolic craziness, and then a correction and consolidation. Then we had some craziness here, and now this is making this look like peanuts, similar to this. So I'm wondering if we're going to get another phase like this down around here. So where is that going to happen? When we go to daily, look where the 21 is, right around here. And I would say the largest amount of support would be somewhere around the 3600 range. We'll do the wicks for now. And then there's the 50% of this candle here, which is up around 3750. But let's say once we get to, actually, I'd even say 3500. If we get to 3500, I think we're going to see the fever to jump back in. And we'll have to wait for the EMAs to catch up. Looking at APO and MACD, you can just, you can see how it kind of rests, consolidates, goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates. And we're really being tested here. Now that the money flow is topped out on the daily and the RSI is way up above, these are kind of warning signs. And I mean, the alarm bells for me won't happen until the RSI goes below the 50 mark, I think. In fact, this is going to turn into another long video style. Money flow. Let's just do RSI. So let's see. RSI, guess we'll do weekly maybe. So that's kind of like the support base for RSI in growth. Clone. So this seems to be where the support is. And then this seems to be the top, right? So every time there's a top here, let's do this. Let's do this. And we'll do one of those. Every time we see a top, the RSI plunks down. Now this would be finding base and then continuation. This I'm concerned about it. We went below the 50, so the bottom would probably be about here. So if we go back to price, and we'll just do log, so you can see how RSI topped out right around where a top was, pretty close to where a top was, and RSI topped out here. And then we had the pullback and divergence, right? So this thing kept going a bit parabolic. I think this maybe was covering shorts, and then we had the dump. So this is the only argument that we kind of lost here, and now we're approaching a potential top again. And if we do pull back, this one will hurt most, because the noise is right about here. We're quite high. We're we're almost 100% up above. So if we go back to RSI, we can see that we were always above 50, 50, 50. And if this thing starts coming back down, this is where we're going to have major divergence, signs of a major dump, at which point we may go below the 50 and start looking at lower supports. So maybe down around here, or even right about here, and then we'll come up, we'll find resistance and continue down. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but this is what I'm speculating. And the way things are going now, I'm seeing on the daily and zooming in, I'm seeing a lot of little doji action. So a lot of indecision as to which way we're going. The trend is still up, so setting stops, taking some profits, I think would be wise, and anticipating a pullback. So you're taking your profits and you're reinvesting it back lower. But keep in mind how high we are above the 21-day. Where are we right now? We are, well, our all-time high was 30% above. It's not uncommon to see a 30% correction to come down and touch the 21. So those who are late to the party, maybe setting bids a little bit lower might be the wiser thing to do. On the if there is a major correction, looking at the 2021 week, we're approaching this section here, which is the $2,100 area. So there's a lot of elation. There's a lot of news about, can you get rich? Can you become a millionaire on crypto? Like, all that stuff is contrarian news for me. It's telling me that FOMO is coming and there's going to be a lot of trap traders. That worries me. I'm not worried about finding a top. I'd be more worried about people losing their money. And ABC, always be cashing. And I'm just seeing warning signs. So caveat emptor, be careful. Looking at level 2, I should have opened this up with level 2 on Binance. I'm looking at the $50 range, and I'm seeing 26 million topped out ask at 4,400, another 22 million at 4,450, another 23 million at 45. So I guess the whales have lowered their ask between 4,400 and 4,500, a total of almost 70 million bucks ceiling, sitting up around there. And then the lower base, it looks like 7 million per 50, all the way down to 3,600. So it looks like somebody is buying, well, I'm assuming that it's one person, but it's not. Buyers are sitting every $50, 7 million. At 3,800, there's about 13 million waiting. And then there's a bit stronger support at 3,900, 17 million. And at 4,000, 13 million. And everything below that seems to be around the $7 million range every $50. So let me flip this over just to every $100 and averages it out. So we got 40 million sitting at 5,000 and 45 million sitting at 4,500 and 4,400 sitting at 35. So pretty heavy pressure around 45 to 44. If we go up there, we'll be pushing things down. And the biggest, I guess, in first place, support 3,900 ish. And second place would be 3,800. So 3,900 sitting at around 25 million, 3,800 sitting at around 19 million. And then we got 14,999. It gets a little weaker as we go lower. So if we break that 4,000 to, I think the bounce temporarily will be somewhere between maybe 3,700 to 4,000, it looks like. And if we break that, it would be like hitting an iceberg, I think. And then we'll see a major correction and come down to touch the low 3,000s, I guess. And that would be somewhere around here. And that kind of would have been the 160% projection of people who are getting in the breakout, right? So the 1618, if you will, the Fibonacci 1618 above the all-time high would have been the target for most. And this is going above and beyond that. I don't know which extension it is that we're up here, but I think 2 big solid weeks. We might see some sideways, and we might see maybe the wedge. This could be this. This could be the mid-season break that we're talking about for crypto. Now, let's go over. Oh my God, 17 minutes. Okay, so we will close that off. We'll call that part 1 of Ethereum, and then part 2. I'm going to give you a look at Hive. All right. So back to USDT, and then I'm going to call it a day because I got so much to do today. So back to USDT. There we go. And well, we'll keep the whale alert at around 5,000. I don't think we'll go above that for quite some time, but let's delete some of this stuff to make things look okay for the thumbnail, because I don't want people screaming at me. And we'll get rid of this guy. So this is the zone we're at. I think we can go down to hourly. And if you want to end the video sooner, you can, because I'm not really talking. I'm just thinking out loud right here. And there's another section of divergence, right? Higher highs, lower highs, lower highs. Anyways, trade safe. 20 minutes almost.